Good evening, parents. My name is Marte David Thomason, or Coach T, and I am your child's eighth grade basketball coach this year. We understand that this is a different time. There's a different norm. I would much prefer to be able to meet with you one-on-one. And we have historically always had a parent meeting, which we were going to have last week or the week before Thanksgiving. But we have been suggested to and advised to do our meeting this year remotely. So I will be sending this through Remind that I know last week before Thanksgiving I had been asking people to sign up for. And I will make sure in Monday's practice that everybody has signed up for it and that you have received this video. There's important things that I need to go over, and I will kind of have to ask your student to tell me that by sending me a text back and remind that video has been watched and that you've gotten a copy of our handout. If not, then unfortunately Coach Clemens, who is my assistant coach this year, will make sure that they remember to tell you to watch it by Tuesday. But anyway, okay. As I said, my name is Coach T, and unfortunately Coach Clemens could not be in the video today since I'm doing this at home. But we are both in charge of the eighth grade basketball team this year. And during this meeting, and unfortunately I can't open up the floor to questions, but I will give you a piece of paper here where you can email me and get a hold of me. And my Remind is a text message away. You can always text me, and I do have it open up as two-way communication. I don't really see the point of me just being able to text you if you can't text me. Just, understand that Mrs. Coach T over here, she probably doesn't appreciate it if I get a text message at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Okay. But anyway, I have here that I will include as a PDF a copy of our Wrangler basketball philosophy and our goals and what we'd like to accomplish and some things that we'd like to discuss at every meeting. Okay. First of all, our philosophy is we base everything on this idea of finish. Everything that we do, whether it be teaching your kid how to become a better basketball player, whether it be implementing the Wrangler philosophy of defense and offense, okay? We don't do anything just, with half effort. We give fanatical effort, and you'll hear me kids say that all the time. I have a certain amount of goals or certain goals that I set every year, and winning championships and district championships and having, 500 records or above, they're lower on my list. Okay. Goal number one is, whenever we do anything, we must finish and we must have fun doing it. Okay. What's the point of doing this for the amount of time and the effort that we put into it if we don't have fun? And I get it. There'll be times when my name is being cursed and I'm not high on maybe some of my players' Christmas lists, but, we understand the goals that we're trying to achieve, and we're going to have fun doing it. And I tried to, oh, sorry, you can see a golf clash right here is telling me I need to get to work, but, and the Bucks, sorry for and the Falcons finally won a game. Well, there we go. Okay. And Sarah, so I'm getting all these notifications. Apologies there. But whatever we do, we do it with a fanatical effort, and we finish everything. And I've said a lot of things about on the basketball court, but you'll also find out with me that student athlete is extremely important. You must be able to take care of stuff in the classroom. You must be a leader in the classroom. I can't waste my time and days having to deal with, a basketball player of mine not being able to conduct himself with class discipline and effort in the classroom. Okay. You are not the person in the classroom that should be, making life difficult for the teacher. You need to be the person that people look up to as a leader in the classroom. When things are going on, they look at you for guidance, for help. How do you do this? You're not making things more difficult. You are a student athlete. Okay. And I cannot spend all days answering emails about why an athlete of mine can't behave in class. You have signed up for basketball. You have gone through 3 days of tryouts, and you have taken it. And I've even had conversations with player athletes that this is a privilege, not a right. Okay. that you are playing as an eighth grade Wrangler, and you need to take that as very important, and you need to hold that to high regard, and that starts in the classroom and ends on the basketball court. Okay, so we give fanatical effort in everything we do on the court and and in the classroom. So a couple of expectations for players. I've kind of already explained that you're a student athlete first. Okay, you understand that you conduct yourself with the qualities that we hold dear in our program in the classroom, and you're a role model there. Be accountable for your actions. If you mess up, own up to it, and then learn from it, and then move on. Okay. If you do not, and I've already collected our 3 strikes policy handouts. That your student athletes went around to and talked to each teacher before the break and said that they'd made the team, and they understand that if they don't abide by our rules, I can take them off the team. I've not liked doing that. I don't like having to hold that over players. And unfortunately, over the 20 years of coaching basketball, or I'm in my 20th year of coaching basketball, I've had to cut at least one student or one athlete that just didn't figure it out. I'm there. I will bend over backwards for you. I will defend you till I cannot defend you anymore. Okay? Something that Mr. Smith always told us about teachers. I'll defend you until I can't. Okay? If you are in the wrong, okay, we will go and talk to a teacher and figure out how to solve it and learn from it. But, just like with students in my classroom, I'll help you. But if you can't meet me halfway, I can't keep on helping you. Okay? So if after 3 opportunities you have not figured it out, I'll ask you to leave the program. Okay? And that, like I said, that has only happened once in my time, and I don't like it to happen a second time. Okay? So that is the expectations for a player. Be committed to your team, to your teammates. Okay, this is not a team about me. It's a team about us. Usually, you might see Coach T get a little fanatical and crazy during practices and games and everything, but never is it about me. Okay, I really try to instill in my players that you do not try to focus everything on you. You try to focus on the team. So really, the only celebration that I push for in our practices and all that, it's never like standing there like this or pointing to your heart that you are great or whatever. It's not shooting an arrow up in the sky because you think you're awesome. It's a point. You'll always hear me say, give your teammate a point. Point at it. You were able to be successful because somebody on the team did something to put you in a position to be successful. Shoot, maybe even me. Give a point to me. Okay? I put you in a place where I feel like you can be most successful. I will not set you up for failure. Okay? I will put you in positions where you can be successful. Okay? And you did not get there because just of you. You got up there because the 4 teammates with you on the court, with the 6 other that are sitting on the bench, with your Wrangler A and B team. Okay? Give them a point. Okay? That and chicks dig free throws should always be on somebody's t-shirt for 8th grade basketball. Got to make free throws and give your teammate a point. Okay? All right, coaches, expectations you may have of us. We will always be prepared for practices. We will be there for you for any questions, and we will do what is best for the individual. We understand, or for the individual player. We understand that there might be times when you may not agree with where we place a player or where we put them on the court. But through our discussions and through our coaching, we feel like this is where they're most successful, can have the opportunity to be most successful, and we will prepare them to our best of our abilities. We will be accessible to all players and parents at all times. I have put here on the bottom email addresses for me and for Coach Clements. My website has an athletics page where it'll link you to GVAC Sports, where I post all the scores, okay, which is an addition to Rank 1 that the athletic department also pushes forth. We'll also take care of our players in our program. We also have trainers at the high school that are willing to help out, Mr. Murray and Mr. Zedler. Mr. Murray has been very big in helping us with their concussion protocols and so forth, but they are always to help. Okay, we're also there for players after the program. If they go into high school, and and they're always welcome to come on down and see where it all started. And like I said, Coach Clements and I, to our best of abilities, try to prepare them for high school and Coach Thornton's program. At the end of every year, I send a list of pictures and a ranking of players and their abilities to Coach Thornton, and we're in constant communication on how to better prepare them for the high school program. Okay? Parents, some expectations that I would have for you. Obviously, model player expectations. The kid is a direct reflection of the parent. Okay, support your child and their participation in the program. Make sure they're prepared for school and practice every day. Be supporting of the coaches. Okay, whenever there are disagreements about something, okay, there are conversations that can be had, and those conversations are not 5 minutes after the game is over. And we have this conversation in our meetings every year, but it still seems to be that whenever somebody's upset about something, you come up right after when the games are over, right when we're trying to get things organized and all that. Just understand that, we don't need to unfriend anybody. We can disagree and still like each other and not be unfriended. Okay? But the best place to do that is to send me an email, and we'll set up a conference where we can discuss some things as far as, what we can do to help your player athlete. That will never be a conversation about other players on the team. Okay? It'll just be about, you, I, and what we can do to help that student athlete. Okay? To bring up concerns or whatever. Okay? But let's not do that after a game, because sometimes things are hot, they're intense, and it's been a very long day. And, you would appreciate it also if people didn't come up to you and, at your place of work, at 5 o'clock and telling you, hey, those, TPF reports need to be done handwritten and all that. It can be kind of frustrating. Okay? Another thing, when we are at games, let me talk to the official. Yes, Coach T has a reputation of being passionate. Okay, I have gotten better over the years. Okay, but that is not your place to be talking to the officials during the game. Understand that we would not be able to have games if it would not be for the officials. And are they going to make mistakes? Yes, they are. Just like I am, just like you do. That is the point of being human. We are flawed. We make mistakes. And just like you don't want to be shouted at work, I'm sure that, you can understand that they don't want to be shouted at work. And again, being human, when you shout at somebody, what do? They take it out on somebody else. Okay? So please conduct yourself with class discipline effort when you're in the stands also. Okay? Unfortunately, throughout the years, there have been more opportunities or more moments where administrators have been brought in and so forth, but that's not going to be the regular way. Okay. Also, when we are picking up players from practices and games, let's do that timely. I understand that there are things that can happen, life, but my best example is of one time I drove the team back to campus after a game far away in the Seguin area, and I had to stay up with an athlete for an extra hour because the parents thought it would be okay if I watched them while they went to Chili's. And I will not leave an athlete up there. I know that we're told that we can because, we wait 15 minutes and, the cops can be brought in and all that. But, I will watch out for my players. Okay. But that night when I had to wait an extra hour, it wasn't so much that I was upset. Mrs. Coach T was pretty upset. And, we'll direct all emails to her if there's some issue that I have about being picked up on time. Yeah, so please do that. Okay. Absence policy, you need to be at practice, just like you need to be at work. Okay. You probably have found out by now that one of the biggest pet peeves I have as a teacher is that when you come in on a Friday after being out on a Thursday and you ask me, what did I miss? Okay. I just, in today's world where everything is at your fingertips, technology-wise, and me spending many hours on Sunday making remote lessons, physical lessons, putting out videos and sending out reminds, okay, you can handle that, okay? So you need to send an email if you're going to be absent. Because when I plan practices, some players have already found out that on the Friday before or the last practice before Thanksgiving, if I only have 9 guys, I need to run as the 10th player. And you can tell I've not done a lot of running in my life, but it's important when I know where people are at. Okay, so you need to have an excused absence. So if it's a doctor's note, bring that. If it's just unexcused and you don't tell anybody, understand we have these things of world of pains and running of lines. World of pains is a conditioning that you don't really want to participate in. Okay, so also understand that through safety wise and just performance wise, if you're missing practices, that'll also cut down on playing time. Okay. My philosophy with playing time is that if you come to practice and give me fanatical effort, I will give you playing time. But then you also have to understand that we have to accept roles as players. And, there are some players that will get more playing time than others because on our goals list, further down the line of, after having fun and becoming a better team player and a better basketball player, it is to win districts and to win games. And you have to understand your role, just like I had to understand my role as a high school player. I didn't like it, but I had to understand eventually when I figured it out and my coach helped me out, understand that I have a role. And that would be coming in, getting a rebound, getting maybe a 3-point shot off, but not playing as much as everybody else. And that's also a conversation that usually will not be the biggest discussion in a conference that we might have, playing time. There are decisions that we have as coaches make of who plays more than others, and we see things in practice that maybe putting them out there for 5 extra more minutes may not be a benefit to them. That may not be the opportunity for them to be extremely successful. Okay, so again, those are conversations that will probably come up. But if you're not here, I can't play you. Okay. So that's the point of excused and unexcused absences, injuries. As a father, I've learned that, as a coach, you can't be, narrow-minded in your thinking about like asthma and so forth. I have boys that deal with that, and I've seen my boy, in bed at night not being able to catch a breath, and I understand it's serious, and we have, we take care of our players and understand that they can police themselves also if they have ailments that prevent them from practicing. But as a coach, I also have to understand, are you injured or are you hurt? Okay, if you've got an ache and kind of something like, you got to learn how to fight through it. But if you're injured, then we've got to get you to a doctor, get a medical note, figure out what is preventing you from participating. So please, don't be a hero. Report if there are some ailments and don't make it worse. But report all injuries to a coach. And then again, if you go to a doctor and you miss a practice, just bring a note. Okay. Locker room and equipment. We have issued shooting shirts and uniforms. We have already talked about how the players will take care of that on home games and away games. On home games or on any game day, you will wear the shooting shirt and some sort of khaki pant material, whether it be shorts or pants. Okay, I prefer not jeans. Okay, but come talk to me if there's an issue about attire. But on home games, uniforms will be taken off and put in a hamper, and then dressed, hopefully showered. I guess nobody does that anymore. But showered and then go home. But if you go home from a game and you have my uniform, it'll be brought back the next day and then washed. You don't have to wash it. Because unfortunately some people throw bleach in there and that ruins our uniform. If you do want to wash it, that's fine. Just do not bleach it. Okay. Valuables. If you have headset and whatever you listen to now, what is it? Zunes? No, iPods or whatever it is that you listen to. Understand we're not responsible for it. Okay. If you want to put some headphones in and listen to some music on the way to the game, that's fine. But you have to be responsible with your own valuables. Okay, shoes and player appearance. We've already talked to some people about hair off of the ears, shoes. I just don't need anything that's all neon and all me, and doesn't scuff up my floor. Okay, team travel. Okay, so that's kind of the last point. You must sign out players if you leave from a game. That is a non-negotiable, and that's parents sign out. Okay, I have a clipboard. You come up to me, you sign out that you're taking a player. If you are taking somebody else's child, I must have a note before that, whether it be through a remind or a physical note. You cannot just take another take another student and just say, I got him. Okay, I must have a note before that. You'll sign for them, but then I must go, okay, where's that note at? Okay. So in today's COVID world, you may still also sign out a player at the end of a game. I understand that emails will be sent out to you about how to get tickets to the game, and we do this A and B switch out, for the games. But A team, I would require you to stay at least to halftime of the B game. Okay. Then after halftime, you may come down and get the clipboard and sign out and so forth. Now, if there's something that comes up, like you have a sibling playing at the high school, then just make sure you talk to me. Okay, just don't leave me surprised. Okay, try not to eat junk food before a game. I know there was maybe a conversation with some parents, and please email me about getting food. I am not the real big, you'd be surprised, I'm not real big on the whole Chick-fil-A before a game, but maybe a Subway sandwich or something like that. If we organize that as a team, I'll send out emails about that. But as of right now, we do not have that planned. But I believe there were some parents that said we would set that up, and I'll bring that up in the meetings when I have more information. Okay. So again, cell phones, music players, and all that, your student's responsibility. Okay. All right. I'm sure I forgot something, but please direct any questions you may have to me at david.thomason@comelisd.org. That's right there. And I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be a lot of work, but we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to get better, and it's going to be a great year. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If not, I will see you all soon. I will see you at Monday's practice. Okay. All right. Bye.